Guys, this is codeAlumni. So today we will discuss on a topic that how we can locate a web element on a web page. So when you start with testing any web page, so basically the browsers which we use are Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari, Opera. So there are the different extensions for that browser you need to add on inside a particular browser. So our first step is, so we will get a test on a Firefox browser. I am using Firefox browser right now. So basically the first step is to install Firebug. Okay, the Firebug is a most important tool. This is an add-on for Firefox which need to be installed first, with the help of which we can find the details of a web element, of a particular web element. Okay, so you need to just write install Firebug on Google, and just click on the first link. It will open this page. You have to click on add to Firefox. Okay, at the moment you will click it, it will your Firebug will be get installed inside your Firefox. Okay, so I have already installed it. I will not again do the same thing. Okay, you can install it as a fresh. So now to check whether it is installed correctly in your system or not, just right click on your browser, and there will be a icon with a blue cursor will be appearing on your screen. Okay, and inspect element with Firebug. It means that the Firebug is correctly installed in your system. So just click on it, and it will give you a console at the bottom of your screen, and the half of your screen it will give a console. So the second step is that you have to just click on this blue color cursor. Okay, and just move that cursor to the desired element for which you want to find the details. Okay, so basically before this we need to know that what are the ways, or what are the different ways by which we can find a web element. Okay, so that is by xpath, another one is by id, then by class name, by name, element name. Okay, by css selector, by link text, and by text. Okay, so these are the different ways through which we can find we can locate a web element in our Eclipse. Okay, or in Selenium. So the first one is xpath. So I must tell you one thing, that xpath is of two types. One is absolute xpath, and another one is relative xpath. Okay, so like this is the mostly asked interview question, that what is the difference between absolute and relative xpath. So basically the major difference is that absolute path can be identified by a single slash. Okay, and relative path is identified by double slash. And one more thing, that relative path is more accurate as compared to absolute path. So this is the best practice. I think it is a good practice to use a relative path instead of absolute path. So I'll tell you both the ways. Okay, so let's take the details for this for email text box. Okay, so just click on this and right click on this highlighted code. Okay, which appears in your console, and just copy this option, copy xpath. So the xpath which you gonna copy, this is a absolute xpath. So how you can put it inside your Selenium driver dot driver dot find element. I'm sorry, it's driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, so we will put absolute xpath inside this. So the length is bit big as compared to relative xpath. So now we want to make a relative xpath for this. So we can use the ID for making a relative xpath, and it is always made by the user. Relative xpath is, if you want to create a relative xpath, then just put the double slashes, because it always start with double slash, and you're gonna identify it with ID. Okay, or you can say the type of the box or type of the text you are entering inside it. Okay, this is a text box, so we can write input or text. So we'll start with text @ID is equal to, and you can put down the ID by fetching it with your Firefox by Firebar. Okay, so this is a relative xpath, and this is bit small as compared to absolute xpath. That's why we always use a relative xpath. Now the another one is to take an example of a ID. So just click on the blue cursor mouse and take it to your password, because we'll take an example of a password. Copy ID from the highlighted text. This is a ID, so just double click on it and you can copy it down. And now the another thing is that we want to paste it inside our code. So it's driver.findelement, the same thing which we do in xpath, by.id. In double quotes, just put it down the ID which you have been copied in from your Firebar, and dot send keys, because we need to send something inside the text box. Okay, so whatever the text you want to send, you can just put a star. Okay, just also send keys inside email. It's abc@gmail.com. Okay, now so we are left we have completed the xpath and ID as well. Now the another one is name or a class name. So basically, what will be the class name? You can see, if you take an example of a password, so you can see that the class name is input text. So you can just copy it down from here and put it inside your code. It's driver.findelement by dot class name. Okay, and put the class name inside the double quotes and dot send keys method. So I have already used it, so I will not use it again. I'm just removing it. I was just taking an example. Okay, so this is a class name. Now the another one is CSS. Okay, CSS selector. So how you can copy down the CSS? Like, this is the very rare option which we use, that is CSS. Okay, you can just right click on this highlighted code and copy CSS path from it. At the moment you will copy it, okay, you can paste it down inside your code. It will look like this. I'll show you. Okay, the same method we will use, but it is bit like it is bit lengthy, so we don't prefer using it inside our code. If ID is not available, or if class name is not available, or if xpath is not available, then this thing is used, and this is very rare. Okay, and now another thing is text. So what is the text? Like, text is like password. Okay, this is the name of the text box. We can use the name of the text box. You can also see inside the highlighted code that type is equal to password. Okay, so we can just copy it down from here and use it instead at the place of a text. Okay, by dot text. So the method is by dot text. Let's also click on a login button as well. Okay, so just take out the ID. If ID is available, then please try to fetch out the ID from the highlighted code, because ID is a very good practice. Like, it doesn't change with your builds. Okay, if developer make any changes, then xpath, there could be a possibility that the xpath will be changed, but the ID doesn't change. Okay, this is a static one. So we'll just click on dot click. We have used dot click method because this is a button, so for button we use a dot click method. So let's run this test script and we'll come to know that whether we have made a right script or not. Alright, so okay, so let's run it. So it will take some time, it depends on your internet connection. Okay, so browser is getting, yeah, it is getting launched. Okay, so yeah, facebook.com, it will navigate you to facebook.com. See, now it will enter email, then password, then we click on a login button. Okay, so I think there is some problem while clicking on login button. Okay, so let's look into this, that what the problem is. Okay, let's take the cursor on this, copy xpath from it. So it's by.xpath. Okay, we'll use xpath because maybe there is some problem with id, so you can use another method, that is xpath. So we launch the browser. Actually the credentials were wrong, so it will not log in inside the Facebook. Okay, so I just took an example to show you. It's abc@gmail.com, password with this, and clicked on a login button. Now it will not log in because this is not a correct credentials. Alright, so at this moment I was just trying to trying to tell you that how we can give the address or how we can fetch the particular web element which we want to automate inside testing. Okay, so this is basically, this is the process to automate. Okay, this is the basic process you need to, so you can just practice it down on any web page, and if you face any kind of problem, you can just put or share your comments there, and we'll get an answer. Okay, and if you really like the video, please subscribe. Thank you.